Hi, everybody. Dan D. Federicis of Saratoga Report, and I am here with an old friend and, equally importantly, a fellow Buffalo, New York native, Robert Paterson. He's a composer that, like me, I'm not a composer, but we both live in Saratoga Springs now, and he's a musical composer. Robert, and he and his wife Victoria founded and have continuously run the Mostly Modern Festival, which is coming to Saratoga once again for the seventh season. Robert.
Yep, seventh
Is it
season.
terrific? So seventh season got started during COVID. First, I want to welcome you to Saratoga Report. Second of all, I want to congratulate you too. You started when COVID was a thing, or
Hmm.
maybe it was just before. It could have gone really sideways, really
Yep.
bad. So welcome to Saratoga Report, and congratulations on your such great success with Mostly Modern.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks.
Thank you.
So,
Now,
yeah.
can you, in your words, and we talked a little bit off camera here, I'd love to hear from you. We know it's the 14th to the 20th. We know
Hmm.
it's a number of separate concerts, but
Hmm.
in your words, Robert, how would you describe Mostly Modern for someone that just got off here off the Amtrak train on July 5th or June 5th, wanted to do something? How would you describe
Well,
that to them?
well, first of all, if you just got off the Amtrak and we're your first stop, then I congratulate you and thank you. So if you came to town for us, we're so grateful. So please do that. So I would say, okay, so we're like any other music concert you might have been to, whether it's a pops concert, jazz, rock and roll. It's the same thing, and then it's music. It's just we call it classical, but honestly, we're not that fond of that term here at Mostly Modern because almost all of our music is written by living composers, not dead ones. And so think, dead would be if you've ever heard of Mozart or Bach, they're dead, long dead, and they're European too. Most of our composers are American or living, and you'll meet a lot of them if you come to our concert, which is amazing. So if you love the piece, you can tell them, give them a hug, whatever, tell them you loved it. If you didn't like it, you could tell them that. Some people do, but at least they're there and they're right in front of you. And that's what's exciting is that the music is really fresh and alive and usually about stuff that we're all living through, whether it's, the outside world, the environment, anything. You can imagine whatever you imagine, these composers are writing music about. So it's amazing.
And it's held mostly on the Skidmore campus at the Zankel Music Center. I hope I'm saying
Mhm.
that. Now, you as a composer, tell people what they're missing if they live here and have never been to the Zankel Music Center.
Well, first of all, just aside from the music, which I'll get into in a moment, I mean, the hall itself is gorgeous. If you've never been to the Arthur Zankel Music Center and the Filene Ladd Hall, it's a big concert hall that was actually designed by the same Zankel family that built one of the halls at Carnegie Hall in New York. So it's the same kind of concept. It's a large, beautiful hall. It's got a glass back in the back of the stage. It's glass. So you can see trees in the background and the forest. It's really pretty. But the music, so it's all orchestra music, what we call chamber music, so music for small ensembles. And the very first concert, which is exciting, on June 5th, features for the first time, and we're going to do this 3 years in a row, Albany Pro Musica, who they often perform at the Troy Savings Bank Hall in Troy, New York. They're going to be collaborating with us and joining us for 3 seasons. So if you love choral music and vocal music, I would recommend that concert on June 5th, which is in the evening. In addition, on the 13th, June 13th, we were featuring Peter and the Wolf by a composer named Prokofiev, who is dead. I mean, I'll admit, okay, so we do some dead people and freshly dead. If they're warm to the touch, we might do them a little more. But the narrator for that whole concert is Daniel Reichert, who is one of the Jersey Boys actors in New York on Broadway. So he's coming to Saratoga to narrate that entire concert. It's all music with narration. Yeah, there he is. Handsome fellow, delightful. He's so friendly. He's so nice, and he's really amazing at what he does too. So it's such a joy to have him with us. The third concert on June 14th features a piece called La Valse by Maurice Ravel, a French composer, but there's some contemporary music on the program as well, including a world premiere of a piece I wrote, composed, called Celestial Harmonics, about outer space. And so it has some stuff in the music that's inspired by sounds that scientists have gathered from outer space data to create sound. So like what does the sun sound like, or what does a quasar sound like? So I incorporated that in that piece, which is, I think, really interesting. What does space sound like? And also a harp concerto. The one of the winners of our concerto competition is playing a concerto by another French composer. Oh, sorry, excuse me, European composer named Kaya Seriaho, not French. And she's she's from Finland. And anyway, this harpist is fantastic. Also a great piece. And I'll just mention, because now I've gone through the first three concerts. The final highlighted concert would be on the last one on June 20th. So we're doing American in Paris by Gershwin, which is a fun piece. We're doing a piece I wrote called Cocktail Concerto. So it's a piece inspired by cocktail scenes in famous films like James Bond, 007, Sex and the City, Some Like It Hot, and and so on. So that's a cool piece. So each movement's inspired by a different cocktail in a movie.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and it was just premiered with Knoxville Symphony in Knoxville, Tennessee. The audience gave it a standing ovation both nights. They loved it. It was a lot of fun. And this player, Chris Creviston, is a fabulous saxophonist. I mean, he's amazing. So if you like sax, like if you listen to jazz, you're gonna love this. It's really great. So
And I want to stop you for a split second because it's so important. Everything you just said, it underscores the approach you've taken with the Mostly Modern Festival. This is an
mhm,
upbeat, fun event. And
mhm.
again, you mentioned it's not the classical music of something else, of what people may commonly think of it as.
And
And I'm
look,
not putting down
yeah,
that music,
yeah,
but this is different, and it's important that it's different because someone like
mhm.
me, who's kind of a blue collar guy from Buffalo that was never into the classical music, when I went last year, Robert, I loved it. My
Oh,
wife
good,
loved
yeah,
it. My
mhm.
daughter even loved it. And I think the Peter and the Wolf was an all ages show, right?
Yeah, well, this what we're doing. Yeah, the Peter and the Wolf show that we're doing um, on June 13th is a matinee at 4 p.m. And also the orchestra concert on the 14th is 4 p.m. too. So it's also a matinee. So those are earlier, and they're family. All of our concerts are family friendly. Basically ages 5 and up. Um, but the matinees are usually easier for families because in their afternoon, and they're just a lot of fun. We're not, and I don't mean to disparage my grandmothers. We're not your grandma's classical music. Okay, we're not like old classical music, like from stodgy stuff from hundreds of years ago. That's not what this is. Really, if we could just think of it more as like, great concert music. I mean, I don't know what term we'd ever use to replace classical music, but it's just music that focuses on instruments. So there's no acting like in music theater. But honestly, when you've got something like Daniel Reichard, he's so dramatic, it's going to seem like acting anyway. For that concert, the Peter and the Wolf one. But I think the point of it is that these musicians are so unbelievably amazing, and the music is so gorgeous and energetic and full of life. And honestly, the way you reacted when you came with your wife, Dan, is what we get a lot. A lot of people are like, I didn't know what to expect. I don't even go to classical. I usually hate classical. They say things like that, and it's fine. I've been doing this my whole life, but I'm used to this. And then afterwards, they're like, wow, this was amazing. This was really exciting. And I love the music. It was actually, they say it almost like apologetically. I thought it was going to suck. It's actually really good. We get that all the time, and we're happy about that because we hopefully can show people that, this is modern stuff, but modern and accessible, not off-putting and weird and ugly. I mean, yeah, occasionally you get a little ugly thing, but you get that in any music. I mean, come on, Nine
Yes.
Inch Nails. I mean, how many rock bands are doing, or that French duo with the guitar and the drums? They do microtonal rock and roll. Whatever that poutine something, I don't know. But there's this group out there that's doing really dissonant stuff. So they do it. We do a little bit, but we do a lot of beautiful music that's very tonal.
And
Um,
and I was
yeah.
supposed to mention something earlier, or I want to do anyway. Your price point,
Hmm.
besides the fact that there's no, the parking is free, and
Right.
the wine is like, I don't know, $7-8 for a nice glass of wine or a
Yep.
beer or
And
something.
we have wine during intermission at all the big concerts, so you can have a lot of fun and have a drink during intermission, and
And
snacks and too. And we have merch, all kinds of stuff. It's great. Yeah.
and the entrance is an unheard of $20 for this
Hmm.
great level
It
of music and entertainment. I would pay that just to go see the Zankel Center,
Well,
where
right.
you're
I
getting
mean,
some great music in addition to
it's
that.
such a deal. I mean, these orchestra concerts have sometimes up to 80 musicians on stage, and you're paying $20 for all these people that just spent the whole week practicing and rehearsing for these concerts. Um, we call it the yuppie coupon. I mean, if you can afford two lattes, it's two lattes or two espressos or something. That's the cost of our concert for a ticket. I mean, that's not, by the way, what it actually costs, mind you. And I think that's common with a lot of classical type concerts where the actual cost, honestly, would probably be, if we charge everybody about $120 a ticket, that would probably cover the cost of each show. That's actually how much it costs. But we don't charge that because we do get some funding from grants and from, generous people and donors, all kinds of people. So we're able to lower the cost for everybody to make it doable and accessible for pretty much anybody. And honestly, if you really have a problem paying $20 a ticket, but you really want to go, just reach out to us. I mean, we can probably figure something out. but and if you want to give more, we never say no. So like if you're like, this is so amazing, here's more. Great. We love that
And,
too. But seriously, $20 should be okay, you know,
and you
and
have the
hopefully
VIP option if they do want to pay more, correct?
well, right. Well, in the VIP, we do have an all access pass, and you can pay for that and get all the concerts and go to as many as you want for a discounted rate. It's even cheaper than $20.
Hmm.
But you can also get a VIP seat, which I think is a little more expensive, but it puts you in these very special seats in the hall. And by the way, the hall, all the seats are great. They're all very the sight lines are all beautiful in the hall. So no matter where you sit, it's going to be amazing. Yeah.
That's great. I had the let me get that website back up there, folks. You can order tickets ahead of time, or you can get them at the door, of course. We mostly Modern Festival, upper right to get the tickets. There's a box there to click on, and you just order online. Get these, and we mentioned 4 dates, but you've got a lot more than that. These were some of the ones you highlighted for us, correct?
Right, exactly. There are a bunch of other concerts that are amazing. There's the Fab Five concert, you know, that is one of the dates. We've got a few chamber concerts. Euclid String Quartet. If you look that up on our site, they're actually spending a whole evening. This is kind of interesting, but they're spending a whole evening playing 3 of my string quartets because they're getting ready to make an album of my quartets, and there's a documentary being made featuring my string quartets and my second quartet in general. It's an interesting
Well,
story. I won't get too.
congratulations. That's
Thanks.
pretty
Yeah. So
quite
this
accomplished.
producer director from ABC, her name is Shelley. She wanted to make a documentary. There's a story about this person commissioned me and paid me to write a string quartet. Paid me half up front. I wrote the piece. He paid me the other half. Then I sent him the piece and a recording, and he disappeared. He didn't even tell me whether he liked the piece or not. He just kind of went away, and that never happens in my world. It's like, can you imagine building a car for somebody or making a table, like you make it yourself in your shop, you give it to somebody, they don't even tell you what they think of it. I mean, it's a little weird. I mean, not like you mass manufacture something for Target or something, but if you make something by hand, you want to know what people think of it, right? Or like
Right.
that's why the maitre d comes out, how's your meal? They want to know that it's okay, not that you think it sucks, you know? So I didn't hear anything. So that she thought this was so fascinating that we're going to go on the road and try to find this guy with this quartet, or at least the principal violinist. Anyway, they're playing a whole concert of these pieces one of the evenings, so you should check that out. And honestly, any concert you pick, if you can't make some of these, they're all going to be amazing. They all feature our faculty. You know, by the way, this is not school. This is, even though it's on that campus and that building, these are professional ensembles, uh, musicians, 150 musicians from all over the world, by the way, and they all are either with us as faculty or they audition to get in. It's like some people have called it the Aspen of the East. There's an Aspen Music Festival out in Colorado. It's that it's that amazing, in my opinion. In fact, frankly, I think it's better in some ways, but I'm biased. I helped run it, you know, and I founded it with Victoria.
And they got
But
Robert Paterson, the composer, in this one.
yeah. So you know, and there's some of my music, but there's also a lot of great music by tons of other great composers. It's really I love this. I look forward to this. Not, I mean, of course I do because I did it, but I look forward to this all year long because it's so exciting to hear all this new music that's fresh and different and not like anything you've heard before either. So if you want something, you'll be talking about this for weeks after. I promise you. You'll be like, oh, remember that concert? Like that, in a good way. So that's why you have to go, because it's going to be one of these memories you'll have for a lifetime.
That's great. We're just 2.5 weeks
Thank you.
out,
Yeah.
folks, from this kicking off. The
Yeah.
first night is at Cafe Lena, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
So we have
that's
a
great. I'm
kickoff
glad you have
concert.
that connection as well.
Yeah. You know, we love Cafe Lena. It's such a great, iconic space. So our opening show is at Cafe Lena, and what I would suggest is if you want to go to that one, that you purchase tickets ahead of time, because it's going to get booked up really fast. It usually sells out, actually, because everybody knows Cafe Lena. You know, so that concert's actually on June 4th. And just to go through a couple other dates here, the uh, string quartet one I was talking about, that one is on the 18th. That's a Thursday. We also have a brass concert that's on the 11th. You can check that out. And then my wife has a group called the Fab Five, and what that is string quartet and percussion. Amazing music. That one is, if you want one that's more pops oriented, that's the one to go to. That's on June 7th, and that's like, you know, she plays everything from, you know, film soundtrack music, Bridgerton, rock tunes, the Police. I mean, you know, modern pop stuff, everything you can think of, and that's really fun. So you can check that one out as well.
Robert, this is you got me, and I knew about it most of this going in, but I think both you gave me some new information, and just the way you package everything here.
Thank you.
is really darn exciting.
Thank
I'm
you.
really
Well,
getting more and more excited for this.
I love it. I live for this. I mean, of course I live for this. I'm a bit biased, but honestly, look, I just so you know, um, Victoria and I both love everything. We're often going to shows all over town, just as people who live here, like whether it's at Cafe Lena, SPAC. We love all of it, and we love rock shows, jazz. We both of us grew up playing all that stuff, so we love it. But we're particularly passionate about this because the music is just gorgeous. Really, it's like I can't describe it until you go. You just have to go and check it out. And the great thing is it's a few minutes from downtown, so you can have dinner, go out after and have a drink and make a whole evening out of it, which is what I would highly recommend. Because downtown Saratoga is amazing. As we know, there's so many great restaurants, bars, everything. And so we're often hanging out afterwards too, by the way. So we often do a show and then decompress by going out and having a drink at Hamilton Ghost or Morrissey's or one of the other bars or whatever, just to have fun. After spending a whole week with learning all this music, you want to like chill for a minute, right?
Sure.
So,
A well-deserved cocktail
right.
or
Yeah. Or
wine.
something. Yeah. So
Excellent.
anyway, yeah. And if you do go, please come up to me or Victoria, or feel free to come up to often the players and all the musicians are coming out into the lobby after the concert to say hi to everybody and talk, take pictures. We have a step and repeat. So if you love one of the musicians, say, hey, can I get a picture with you? They love that. So, it's a lot of
That's
fun.
awesome. Folks, I've got the website up there. Robert just said if you want to go to the first night, June 4th at Cafe Lena, you better order them ahead of time because you're probably going to get blocked out if you don't. So there's there's the website. Robert, thank you for joining us today. I'm really excited. I will be seeing you there. I haven't figured to talk to my family yet to figure out which one we're coming to, but we'll make at least one. That's for sure.
Okay.
Thank you. And looking, it's going to sneak right up on us. We're 2.5 weeks out, but it'll be here in a blink.
All right. Thanks, Dan. I'm very happy.
Excellent.
Very appreciative. Yeah. Take it easy.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.